Hey guys, and welcome to Knitgrit, and today we're going to go over how to make this super cute Charmander. I'm really excited about how he turned out. His mouth is a little bit thicker than I wanted it to be, but that was just the battle of the beast with that puffy paint. Honestly, I would have gone a little thinner. I actually have a matching DS case that looks exactly like this from like a while ago. So I'm wicked excited with how this Charmander turned out. I'm super psyched to bring you this tutorial. And be sure to hit like and subscribe and stay tuned for our Pokemon Go series as it continues to branch out and we make more and more Pokemon. I have a playlist which will be linked down in the description and in our annotations at the end of the video. If you want to see more Pokemon, I'm adding to it constantly. We just made it over 800 subscribers, so I'm like super excited about that. That's 4 months time, like that's amazing to me. I did not think that this little tiny crochet and knitting channel would go that far, so I'm actually very fortunate and very excited about that. So without further ado, let's get started. For this project you will need 1 skein of orange, either Red Heart or Vanna's Choice. I preferred how the color looked on the Red Heart versus the Vanna's Choice, but everybody who watches this channel knows that I very much prefer Vanna's Choice because their quality is a lot better. You're less likely to get the lumps with your Amigurumi if you use Vanna's Choice, so if you manage to find a nice bright fluorescent orange in Vanna's Choice, go for that. The only one that's in my store is like this burnt orange, and it didn't quite work with Charmander, so I went with this Red Heart. You're also going to need red and yellow. Those are Vanna's Choice. And just a little tiny bit. They actually have these packs in my AC More that have little mini tiny skeins that you can get of every single color. I get those for my little tail ends that I can get. I just happen to have these already on hand, so you don't have to necessarily if you have them on hand, but if you don't, that's a way of doing it. You're also going to need some puffy paint. You're also going to need black, white, and this bluish teal felt. For you're not going to need an entire sheet, but I have entire sheets. Just have literally in a giant stack of felt. It's pretty awesome. For the eyes, you're also going to need a size J or a 6mm crochet hook. I'm using a Susan Bates. I prefer these over other crochet hooks because they are pointy. They are metal, which make it so that my stitches go off really quickly, and also have a really nice deep in-groove, which I find is a lot better for crocheting. You're also going to need a darning needle, and for the tail you're going to need one of these little, you can get them at the dollar store in the pet section. It's like these little metal combs with like little fine metal spikes on them, and people use them for like getting stuff out of pet's fur, but I use them to beat the crap out of my tail on my Charmander, who's got like this big fluffy tail over there. I'm going to use that on the red and the yellow yarn there. Alright, let's get started. Okay, to start off your Charmander, you're going to make 2 legs. And the way that you do this is you're going to make a magical ring and put 6 single crochet on the inside of it. Then you're going to increase those 6 single crochets by putting 2 single crochets in every single stitch up to 12. Then every other you're going to increase up to 18. Then you're going to single crochet around for 10 rounds. Slip stitch off. Now repeat what you just did on that leg and then single crochet around for 10 rounds. Then here's where you split off and be a little different. Now you're going to pick up all of your stitches, all single crochets, and take your 18 stitches from each leg and turn it into 36 for a body. And I just single crochet 9, then pick up from where my slip stitch off was, single crochet 9, and then I go around the back and I just single crochet across. Then you're going to single crochet around for the entire piece right here. It's really, really orange because of the lighting, and it's not nearly this orange. This is just an orange yarn from Red Heart. It's ridiculous how like fluorescent this is. So you're going to single crochet around for about 4 inches, at which point you're then going to single crochet 9 and you're going to join your 2 sides here. So here I single crocheted 9 from the beginning, and now I'm going to count back 18 stitches and then single crochet across from my 18th stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So now I'm going to get back into my little piece here, get it nice and taut, and then I'm going to just go across like this and get into my 18th from the spot there. And then, now that you've gone across, you've split your legs nice and evenly because they both should be about 18. Sometimes it's 19 depending on how you go right here for the cross here. You should have 36, and if you have 36, and make sure you have 36, then you should have 18 on both sides. That's how that goes. Then you're going to single crochet around this piece for another 10 rounds and basically mimic what you did over here. Except for when you start doing your increases over here, you're going to turn those into decreases. So you're going to single crochet around for 10 rounds, and then you're going to skip every other stitch, or single crochet 2 together depending on how you want to do it. I prefer just skipping because I don't see really a big difference between the two and I find it's easier. Skip or single crochet 2 together for every other stitch until it's closed off. Then repeat for this side and your body's done. Next up, we'll start working on the head. I like to stuff not when this leg is done, but when I've got this one mostly done, and that's what I call good. Alright, next up we're working on the head. So to begin, we're going to make a super easy, just basic amigurumi ball. And how we're going to do that is you're going to take your orange yarn and you're going to start by making a magical ring with 6 single crochets inside of it. Then you're going to take those 6 and double them so that you put 2 single crochets in every single stitch until you get to 12. Then you'll do that increase every other, every third, every fourth, every fifth, and then every sixth. So you'll single crochet 5 and then increase on the 6th. All there. Then you're done with your increases. Then you're going to single crochet around for 10 rounds, or about 4 inches. You're then going to do the inverse of how you did your start here. You can even see a little bit of a spiral there, which is kind of cool. You're going to do the inverse on the bottom, where you're going to single crochet 2 together every 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, every other until it's closed up. And it's super easy. You close up, I usually close up after you're skipping every 3rd basically, or single crocheting together every 3rd, and then you're done. So next up we're going to work on Charmander's tail, and always keep in mind that there's going to be a written pattern down in the description through Ravelry. So here we're going to start by making our magical ring and place 4 single crochet on the inside of that. Single crochet around 1 in each of those single crochets. Then you're going to single crochet 1, increase, single crochet 1, increase. Then single crochet around again for those 6 stitches. Single crochet 2, increase, single crochet 2, increase. Then single crochet around 1. Then single crochet around 3, increase, single crochet around 3, increase, and single crochet around. So then after you've got your nice little base here, which is a cute little tiny tail, which will go onto the back of the tail part right here. It's a little more fiery orange than I expected because of the lighting, but still, you'll sew it here, and then you're going to cut off 5 of each color, so 10 total of these yellow and red pieces. You can get little tiny packs of yarn, so you don't have to buy actual full skeins of this at some craft stores, where you can actually get a pack of all the different colors and have it be just like a little tiny mini skein like that big, and this will work there. But these are about 3 inches long, and here you're going to want to use a darning needle for your tail. You're going to take these and put them onto your darning needle and then feed them through the tip. So feeding it through the tip, you're then going to pull it through, make sure that they are even on either side, and tie it off. You're going to do this for all of the pieces, just randomly dispersed. I like to double knot it just for the sake of having it stay. It's going to be tugged on later, so you're going to want to do that. And so you're going to do that with all 10 of these pieces that you just made. These are about 3 inches long, maybe 4 if you really want a really long tail like that. And depending on how you knot, you might want to make them a little bit longer if you don't knot and have it so that it's a really thick knot. I like to put them all so that they're together, so that the reds will lean towards this way, and then I'll make it so the yellows go that way. And then I'll show you how we mess up the tail and make it all look like fire, which will be really fun. See you there. Now that you've tied on all of those yarn ends here, which represent the fire, you're going to want to cut across until about 1 inch. So around there is where I cut, just to make them all even, so that when we do our next step, it looks good. So I'm gonna go across it, just make them all the same length, get rid of the excess, and then next up we're gonna take one of those wire combs. I need to find it. But the wire combs that you can get, there are some at the dollar store. You can get them at craft stores a lot of the time. A lot of different places have it, and all you need to do, see, that one did not come across as slightly smaller. There we go. Anyway, you take it and you just start kind of destroying this yarn. You just pull it, pulls it apart, it ruffles it up, and it makes it look like it's all mixed up. So now that you've got this all combed out and curly, I like to take my scissors again after doing that and just kind of snip across the top, getting any kind of parts that are coming off or like just really elongated for whatever reason. So I'll just snip that and make it all even, and then I kind of just like pulling on it so that it's not completely splayed like that. Depends on what your style is and what you want it to look like. Then I will take my body and just sew him on right there. Next I'm going to attach the head, and then we're going to work on the face. See you there. Okay, so the next step we're going to work on the details on the face and the eyes. The eyes are actually fairly simple. I just took a 1.5 inch long and 1 inch wide circle and I cupped the edges. I made it so that the bottom was a little bit wider than the top, but not by much. Then I took a black sheet that's 1 inch wide, a little less than 1 inch, and I cut it so that there's a good like 1/4 inch left right there, so there's a little bit of a white spot. Then I took a 1/2 inch wide circle, made a circle. Then I took my teal felt and I cupped it along the black part and cut it so that it would go like all around it right here, and then I cupped it so that it was more of a crescent shape. I made 2 and I adhered them on. Next, we're going to use our puffy paint to do the facial features. Here, I'm going to write a little bit of an eyebrow very gently, just a tiny little eyebrow right there on either side. Just a tiny little eyebrow. And then I'm going to do the same right here where I'm going to make 2 noses. Well, 2 nostrils really. Well, I'm going to make 2 nostrils. I'm going to put the head up a little bit more, like this, so it's a bit more visible. I'm going to make a nostril right here, and make a nostril right here, as neatly as I can, and as evenly as I can. So 2 nostrils right there. Not the most even, but they'll do. Then, I'm going to make a mouth from the one side of the eye here, all the way to the other side of the eye. But in the center, over the nostrils, I'm going to make a small little V when I'm making it, just as a way to show that that's where the mouth is. So I'm going to start here, try to go as smoothly as I can, cross it, make a small little divot for the mouth, do a little bit more of the mouth there. Try to keep my paint as smooth as I can, like so. Also try not to drag the fabric with me, because it can easily drag with. It's a little bit thicker of a line than I wanted it to be, but apparently that's just the way it's gonna be. I would go a little bit thinner, usually. Also on the sides, I try to cup it upward just a slight bit to show that he's smiling. So I'm cupping that upward a little bit. I'm gonna finish off this side. Shake this a little and give it a bit more of a shape there. And there we go. He's smiling, he's happy, and there's our mouth. Alright, with that, once everything's dry, you're all done. So that's really all there is to this Charmander. It's a flat cat style, as I said earlier, and I think he's super cute in how he turned out. If you want to see Charizard in this format, or you want to see Charmeleon in this format, let me know. I'm also going to be linking to the Pokemon Go playlist of all the different Pokemon that I'll be making. I'm making tons and tons of different Pokemon. I made Meowth just recently, and I'm also working on Jigglypuff, Igglybuff, and Diglett. So let me know what you guys want to see, and be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. It really does help us out. And until next time, guys!